All right. Hey, everybody. Thanks for waiting. I'm just trying to get the last of my preparation ready for today's live stream, and I'll just give it a minute to let some people join, and then we can get started. I have a lot to talk about today, mainly in regards to Bitcoin and what I'm seeing on the market for BTC. If you're just joining us, this is where you are watching from here on the live stream on YouTube. So make sure that if you haven't already, go ahead and like the video. Please do subscribe to the channel. I'd appreciate it. Hey, Vinny, it's good to see you. Hey, Teresa. So we're going to get started, but I just want to remind you before we get going is that I have weekly live streams here on YouTube where I'm going to be talking about Bitcoin, talking about Ethereum, the crypto market in general, through the lens of the trending breakout indicator, the TBO. So if you like what you see, please go ahead and set a reminder for upcoming live streams. I'll have them every single week at this time, which is, well, for me in Japan, it's 11 a.m. on Thursday, but really it's easier to say Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. every week on Wednesday night. So before we get started and go into anything else, we got to go ahead and do the disclaimer. This content is intended to be used and must be used for informational purposes only. It's very important to do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. The Better Traders is not a broker-dealer. We are not an investment advisor. We have no access to non-public information about publicly traded companies or cryptocurrencies, and this is not a place for the giving or receiving of financial advice, advice concerning investment decisions, or tax or legal advice. The value of investments and the income derived from them can go down as well as up. Investors may not get back the amount they invested, and past performance is not a guide to future performance. Well, it's good to see everybody here. Just want to make sure that things are okay. Hopefully that wasn't just a whole lot of nothing. I wish that I had a better monitoring system set up, but that's okay. But if we haven't met before, my name is Moon Papa. It's nice to see you. I am super excited about what's happening in the crypto market, both on a technical level and also on a fundamental level. There are lots of really exciting things to happen. If you've been keeping up with the news at all, the Fed did not introduce a rate hike, which has put a lot of people at ease. Russia, for now, is backing away from Ukraine, again, putting people at ease, putting more trust into riskier assets like Bitcoin. There are way more bigger events happening, whatever side you want to look at it for, in regards to an announcement made by Canada saying that they are recognizing digital currencies such as Bitcoin. They made an official announcement, and I understand that some people are not so happy with that news, but the fact that they're recognizing it as something that's not recognizing Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies as something that's not just for money laundering, but for raising funds for different events, just using crypto as a method of fundraising and recognizing it that way is a step in the right direction. I think that 2022, we're going to see way more countries starting to adopt Bitcoin as legal tender, which means that they have to buy it in order to hold it and distribute it. So I think that this year's it's still up in the air. There's still a lot of uncertainty for me personally, but right now things are feeling pretty good. So let's go ahead and check out the charts. So over here, I'm choosing to use the browser again just because it's a little bit easier. My computer is just behaving much better this way. So on the daily time frame, there's a lot that I like that I'm seeing right now, especially for Bitcoin. The biggest thing that I like right now is we're seeing so many parallels to what's happened before. We have our closed shorts, which are here, these orange diamonds on the TBO. These are letting us know that the previous short position that we were in since 28th of November, has now told us, basically the TBO saying you might want to take profit in your short position and exit because we should be seeing a trend changing. We should be seeing an uptrend now. We also have this green X is a cross up. And the reason why I'm highlighting this, oh, and I also want to zoom in right here. So we have our green X and we have this. So right here, this grayness, that's the easiest way to say, the grayness of what we're seeing on the TBO is letting us know that yes, there is a trend change coming. Again, all really good. The reason why I'm pointing this out, kind of looks like a weird chicken. The reason why I'm pointing that out is because way back here in the summer of 2021 in July, we saw basically the same setup. We saw a closed short, which again is letting us know we might want to close out of our short positions. We saw a cross up symbol, this green X, and then we saw this, our open long on the daily. Now let's be honest, this open long on the daily was late. It didn't catch the bottom. It missed it by, let's just do a quick measurement. It missed it by, and we're going to call it from here, 42%. So I'm not worried at all about that because after the open long was triggered, it went all the way up here to 66K. The open long on the daily is always going to be late. It will always be late because this is the trending breakout indicator. But we can get early entries from the TBO right here on this orange diamond. So what I think is going to happen next is, depending on what BTC does today, we're going to be looking at some other things. But if we can see a nice green candle and break out to 46 plus today, I expect us to see one of those open longs. Now, again, it's late. It's late if we see that open long, but that's okay. We're just looking for confirmation of the trend. That's what the TBO does. So again, there are lots of similarities to what we saw back at the end of July to what we're seeing right now. So if we want to play that game of this is what happened in the past, therefore this is what's going to happen in the future, there's a good probability of it happening. Let's see. Here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and take this from our closed short until our top pop like this. Here's our closed short. So what we should be seeing is a move that goes much higher up if we're going to follow it exactly as what has happened before. There's no guarantee that it's going to do the exact same thing as it did before. And note that this puts us here in May. I don't know. I don't think it's going to do an exact replay, but I think that it makes sense for us to have a pullback before we move up higher. Now, it's easy just to put this projection up there to say, oh, well, things look great. That's amazing. Yeah, if it played out exactly like that, then we'd be making a lot more money because we would know exactly what's going to happen next. We don't know what's going to happen next, but using the TBO, we have a good idea of what could happen next. Looking at what has happened previously gives us an idea of what is possible to happen in the future. So let's take a look at some more information and reasons why I'm feeling more bullish today. The other reason why I'm feeling more bullish is here on the daily time frame. The RSI, oh, this got goofed up. I don't know why it did that. There we go. RSI peaked above 70, and now it's done another knock. This actually did the same thing back here. It went all the way up to 89 before falling down and then peaking up to 78. The first thing I'll be watching is, will RSI be able to reach 79, 80, or go even higher? It's uncommon for it to go higher unless we're on a real strong uptrend like back here. So I don't know, but this is something that I'll be watching very closely. But it looks good. So let's go ahead and add some lines and talk about the channels that I see. So the first thing is that there is a price channel that goes back all the way here into September, looking at support and resistances, and it's played out pretty well in this channel. We haven't seen the price fall lower though, and this is making me feel pretty bullish. We have this line of support, and if anything, we're making higher lows, which is great because a higher low means that we are in an uptrend. We have yet to see a higher high, and that will be really interesting if we can go above 45, well, this line at 45,600. If we can see something like that, then it's going to be even more convincing that we are in an uptrend. According to the TBO, we have some lines here that actually do really well. They're basically, this current price channel is based on the TBO, what I'm seeing. So I'm looking at the support and the resistance lines that are automatically drawn. So based on these, we have resistance at 45.5, resistance at 48, and of course resistance up here at 52. I hear a lot of talk about resistance at 52, and even without the TBO, it's very plain to understand why. And I just want to highlight a couple of simple things that you have to understand about support and resistance. The TBO is an amazing indicator. I love it. I use it for all my trades. I use it to generate bot deals. It's fantastic. But even without the TBO, you should be able to look at a chart and recognize, oh, I think we're going to have support here, or oh, I think we're going to have resistance here, because it's based on what the chart did before. There are other factors as to why a price may drop to a certain level or stop at a certain level, but really we can just make this super duper simple right now by looking at what has happened in the past. So based on what's happened in the past, we're going to look at this candle right here. So looking here and going up to our OHLC, open, high, low, close, this is telling us how much Bitcoin moved for this candle on the 27th of December. So the high is $52,088 here on Binance. Back here, it was 51,810. Back here, it was 51,936. So it's interesting that there are 3 price points here, 3 daily candles that wicked but had a difficult time breaking above 52. That tells me as a trader that there should be resistance here at 52. So that's pretty easy to understand. When we look at our TBO resistances, there's also a resistance laid out by the TBO right here, which happens to be just above 52,000. So that tells me again, yes, we're going to see a little bit of a struggle to get above 52K. There's one more thing to look at, which is really interesting, and these are Fibonacci lines. I talk about this in the advanced active trading course, The Smarter Trader. One thing that is striking about this is that according to our Fibonacci lines, we should be seeing really heavy resistance at 48,000, or really 47.5. And then of course here at 52,000, you can see we have these 2 lines. These are from Fibonacci lines. So this is what I'm talking about, where yes, you do need to understand a naked chart without any indicators first. But as soon as you understand that and you start applying indicators that you know and you have experience using, and you start using other indicators and other drawing tools and trend lines, it's amazing what you can uncover. So let's take a second to talk about just the Fibonacci lines and what I'm seeing right now. And another reason why I'm feeling bullish on Bitcoin. Another reason why I'm feeling bullish on Bitcoin is because the price is above our current Fibonacci lines here at 43 and 43, well, in this range. So we're looking good. If anything, we have a straight shot up to 47.5. I know it's easy to say that, but looking at this one indicator, this is looking strong. The reality, though, is that when we start looking at our trend lines, we have a challenge in front of us. This is a pretty weak challenge, and it's a weak challenge because of what has happened in the past. Now, I understand this is a lot to look at, so I'm going to go ahead and remove some of these lines to make things a little bit easier to understand, if you just give me a moment. So, this one too. So what Bitcoin has done in the past is on the downtrend, we had these trend lines. This yellow trend line right here was broken. It was broken right here on the 29th of January. That's our first test. So this one is gone. The second one we have is drawn from here down to here, and we broke above that as well. So that one's gone. The next strongest one we passed almost 2 weeks ago. This was a big one to pass, meaning that we have a green light to newer highs, to move up higher and higher. We had resistance here at 45, which is very convenient. If you remember our Fibonacci lines, oh no, I'm sorry, the resistances based on the TBO. Yeah, no duh, it was hard to break. So again, I love the TBO for lots of good reasons. Now, the interesting thing is that because of the most recent pullback, due to what we're seeing on the chart, check it out. It's pretty cool. So now we have this new overhead resistance. Look at what happened yesterday. Isn't that insane? Look at that. I just need to zoom in so you can see this in all of its glory. Look at that. It's so close, literally a couple of dollars away. I love stuff like this. That's why I'm showing it to you, just because I find it so fascinating. So we've had our first rejection at our overhead trend line, our new one. I talked about this and shared this in the Better Traders Club server, which is a private server for club members only, where I share lots more information about the market, bi-monthly live streams, indicators, all that fun stuff, and even more fun stuff coming really soon. So this is our first line that we really have to break above. When we add everything together, when we're looking at everything to see where are we, how are things looking, we're looking pretty good. Yes, we do have resistance up ahead. Yes, we do have resistance right here. But so far, we are looking very strong for BTC. I recognize too and admit, all of this together looks a little bit messy, but after you spend some time looking at charts and knowing what you're looking for, trying to identify what's important, what's worth your time, what's worth investigating further, becomes a lot easier. So this is what I'm seeing on BTC. I'm excited about it. I think that we are going to see some good explosive moves this week. So looking at faster time frames, the 4-hour time frame is looking okay-ish. It's looking better today. My main concern is seeing this gray cloud here, showing us that we could see a correction down before moving higher. But I have to admit, I was very impressed that we moved above 42K. We were looking at even faster time frames. We're going to see more details about when a trend change could be coming to the downside and to the upside, where support and resistance are on the chart, which is pretty awesome. So again, it's pretty strong so far. We have to wait and see, but things are looking good. So let's go ahead and take a look at something else. I talked about Bitcoin dominance last time. And the reason why I talked about it is because I'm seeing lots of parallels to what happened the last time we had our run up in October. So it's basically the same recipe. Close short, cross up, open long. Close short, cross up, open long. We're not seeing the same explosive growth for Bitcoin dominance, but it's still moving up and it's in the general right direction. So this is looking good, and the higher this moves, the more money is being put into Bitcoin in regards to the entire market cap. One other thing that's good is that stablecoin dominance, in particular for USDT, is dropping. If this drops, and this trend line has to be hidden, go away. I don't want to see you. There we go. So as this falls, this means less and less people, or less and less of the entire crypto market cap is being held in USDT, which means that people are moving their funds to stable coins, moving their funds to crypto, Ethereum, and everything else. I'm sorry. When this rises, less people are holding Bitcoin, Ethereum, everything else. So as we see this fall, this is a good thing, because this means that Bitcoin will likely move higher, Ethereum and everything else will likely move higher. Speaking of Ethereum, Ethereum is in a really similar situation as Bitcoin is, of course, but we're seeing the same things again. We have this, our close short, cross up, open long, close short, cross up, and we're waiting on an open long. So overall, this is looking much stronger, which is great. The caution in all of this is to be overexcited about bullish momentum and not secure profits on the way up. If you're somebody that gets overexcited about what you're seeing in the markets, just take a minute, just reassess your positions, because even though it may feel like we're in a bull market, we are not really yet. We're breaking out of bearish market structure, which is good, but we're not out of the woods. If you're in profit, make sure that you're protecting your profit with a stop loss. Even if you're putting that stop loss at 1% profit and you close out at 1% profit, 1% profit is so much better than 1% loss. I know it's only a matter of a percentage, but it makes a big difference in your account long term. I want to take a minute to brag, because I can do it. Welcome to my show. I can do what I want. So I want to, I'm going to block this for a second. Sorry. I want to talk about something that was just perfect. And this is generated over here. So this is a screenshot for signals that I use that are sent to the Better Traders Club. These signals are sent over to the club to let us know when it might be an opportune time to buy more Bitcoin. And these are all the Better Dip signals. When we had the drop over here on January 21st, of course, there are lots of these signaling, letting us know this is probably a really good dip buy opportunity, which in fact it was. And over here, February 4th, we even had 2 more alerts, letting us know you might want to buy some, or at least consider putting a position for Bitcoin right here. So if you missed out on the chance because you were thinking we were going to be moving lower and you didn't have these signals, then you're probably just waiting for a confirmation to break out higher and buying up here. It's always a much better idea to buy the dip where at all possible. And that's where the Better Dip signals, or the TBD signals, come into play. So here on February 3rd, at a price of what? 36,000. This is when we got our alerts generated in the Better Traders Club private server. This is just one reason of many why the Better Traders Club is awesome. So I would love to direct you to checking it out. It's totally worth it in my mind, not just because of those signals, but because of indicators, because of the live stream, because of the content, and also because people are sharing and learning together, which is awesome. It's a fantastic community, and I'm really excited about developments that are going to be coming soon for the Better Traders Club and current and future members of the Better Traders Club. So I had an idea to do something a little different today. We're doing okay on time. It's only like 24 minutes into the live stream, and I'm happy you guys are all here hanging out with me. So I thought, let's go ahead and just play around with the Better Crypto Scanner on BetterTrader.io to see what kind of charts are taking off right now. Now, if you haven't used the Better Crypto Scanner, I have lots of videos already on this channel that explain how to use it. And I'll be making more just to highlight how this thing, well, basically highlights, for lack of a better word, really volatile charts, really volatile trading pairs on lots of different exchanges. So let's go ahead and just check out what's happening on Binance. And let's go to the BTC market, and let's go ahead and limit it down to the top 5 trading pairs. So the first default setting here on the scanner is all going to be alphabetical. Not so helpful. So what I typically do when I use this is I want to find the biggest spreads that are over 20%. So right away, I'm getting them alphabetically sorted here. So I can see the spread, and I can see some other information, but now I want to sort them by spread high to low. What this is going to do is it's going to put the biggest movers at the very top of my list. So SSV BTC apparently has had some volatility in the last 24-hour period. Yes, it is. So having a scanner like this is fantastic because it highlights these charts that are taking off. When I posted my video talking about how to find charts that are mooning and moving up like this, I noticed a couple of comments from people saying that this is super risky. I just wanted to speak to that for just a moment. Yes, trading is inherently risky. But in my mind, from my years trading and my years using the TBO, when we focus on charts that are trending up at a gradual rate, not something that's being pumped, but something that's moving up, we have a better probability as traders to make a profit. Now, I'm not saying that this specific chart, SSV, is the one to focus on, but we can use lots of tools to help us make better decisions. So the TBO alone is letting us know here, back in 29th of January, we even have breakout symbols here that are letting us know that we should see explosive price action coming up soon. When we see 3 in a row, I always think tic-tac-toe, 3 in a row, I win. Because if you would follow those breakout signals, you'd be up 63% right now. There's a lot more to using the TBO, but this alone, having the TBO with the scanner to help us find charts that are trending up is just fantastic. And this is just one use case for it. Let me come back here, and one really cool thing that we can do is now we're going to change how this is sorted. We're not going to sort by the spread. Now we're going to sort by the 24-hour low. What this number means, oh, of course, it's the same one. So let's go ahead and look at Torn. The reason why these are sorted from high to low is because this is the measurement between the low and the last of a rolling 24-hour period. So this means that over the last 24 hours, as collected by the Better Crypto Scanner, the distance between the low and the last of Torn is 25%. This is telling me that the last recorded price is 25% higher than the low. So I imagine that this chart is probably moving up. It's probably moving up in a big way. So there we are. We can use the TBO to help us find these charts that are moving up higher, that they're mooning, that they're on an uptrend, that they look great. So I'll tell you that that's one of the reasons why I love using the scanner, is to identify volatile charts for trading, because we want to be trading where the volatility is. So this is letting me know again that the value of Torn on the BTC market, the last price is 25% higher. So this means that these charts are most likely moving up higher and higher. Let's take a look at MIR. Same thing, same story. Actually, it looks nearly identical. So these are just moving up and up and up, which is great. We want to be able to find charts like this, especially for bot trading. So if I wanted to use this for bot trading, I would want to find pairs that are between 10 and 20%. Because if we're looking for pairs that are greater than 20%, that's a pretty big spread. We want to make sure that we're looking for pairs that are starting their move up, not already taking off. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of these to see, well, how are these performing? So let's go ahead and take a look at NIO, which is at the top of the list. Here we go. So this one is looking like it's starting, but it's not very strong yet. I would be much more cautious about NIO, just because I understand that NIO is an OG token and it has some baggage with it. Let's take a look at BAND instead. Yeah, this one's actually looking much better, even though it looks like it's already left the station. But it's one to keep an eye on, especially for bot trading. Now we'd want to look at the daily time frame to see where is the price action in regards to where it's been before. Is it near any sort of support or resistance that's historical that we can use the TBO for? Is the TBO telling us anything that could be useful, like seeing a close short like we see here? I would be more cautious again about a chart like this. So the difference between why I think this is not such a great chart compared to the previous charts that I showed, again, it's a trend. It's much riskier to try to guess the bottom, to look at a chart like BAND to go, oh, well, this is a great entry. Are you sure? Because it just keeps dropping a little bit more. It would make much more sense to focus on charts that are generally trading up, not shooting up, but generally moving up higher and higher. Those are much safer for trading. I talk about this when I have the watch lists, when I do the Better Traders Club live streams on the private server. I talk about reasons why certain charts are better for bot trading, certain charts are better for grid bots, certain charts are better for even just new people that are new to crypto trading in general. So I would be more cautious about a chart like this for sure. Okay, so I think I've talked this into the ground, but I just wanted to do a little bit of an explanation and just checking out to see what we're seeing on the Better Crypto Scanner right now. It has so many more capabilities. One of the best ones is being able to export an entire watch list by setting it to the exchange, the market, all spreads, have it alphabetical, and these are all the BTC pairs on Binance, and I can create a watch list which can be imported over here into TradingView, which makes it so much easier to scan through the charts. All right, so I'm just going to take a quick look at the comments today, and I'm really excited to see a lot of you hanging out with me. Vinny, Teresa, Samantha, Kaylin, Flazik. Oh, I'm not even going to try. Donnie Steeper. That's not, if that's your real name, I would love to know. But if it is, I really want to know how to pronounce that. That's tricky. Venom Hemi, how's it going? Venom Hemi, you have a question. How do we get the TBO? It's locked on TradingView. Yes, it is. The TBO is an invite-only indicator that you can get a subscription through thebettertraders.com/TBO. The link for it is in the description of this video. So we have monthly or yearly subscriptions. You can use it on crypto. You can use it on traditional markets. You can use it on stocks, on Forex, commodities, all that stuff. So you have to get it through thebettertraders.com. But I will say that once you get it, there's a course with a video. It's just like a mini course, but it explains all the symbols. It explains how to use it, how to interpret the information, and a couple of tips and tricks. Our courses go into much more depth into how to use the TBO with position trading, with bot trading, even with A/B trading. But if you just want to use the TBO, yep, you have to go to the website to get that. I see a question here from Mick Sparkin. I love the scanner and the TBO indicator, but most of the time the green enter-long is already passed. Yes. Is there any scanner for any coins that most recently qualify for the enter-long indicator? I can't say anything yet, but yes, soon. So hopefully not everybody heard that direct answer to you because I whispered it. But the goal is to have something like a scanner to let us know when a close long on the 4 hours happening for any chart on Binance on the BTC market. You get where I'm going with that. So yes, it's coming. Is it available? No. And I am the most excited about that because that has been my dream for, I have to say, like at least a year. So it's finally coming. I agree. It would be awesome and it will be awesome. So that is coming later. But yes, I'm very excited. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm glad, Mike, that you're enjoying the Mastering Passive Income course. I can't even say the name of the course. I had a little bit too much coffee, I guess, today. Can you tell? I'm glad you're enjoying Mastering Passive Income. That's awesome. So yeah, I'd love to answer more of these questions. I see Satronaut. How did I end up in Japan? I'll be talking more about stuff like that later. Something else is going to come out that'll go more into my history as a trader. I do have videos, but it's like in the way back machine of my YouTube channel. But yeah, anyway, I'll talk more about that later. But for now, going back to the charts, going back to what I'm seeing on BTC, I like what I'm seeing. It doesn't mean that we are going to blast off to Mars right now today. But what I'm seeing, I do like. So the main thing is to be cautious. Don't get overexcited. Don't risk anything that you can't afford to lose. Now, if you're feeling more like you need to be more cautious and you don't want to go into a bigger position size for a coin that you're in, please go, by all means, check out 3Comma's DCA bots. I just posted a video about, do DCA bots really work? And the answer is, yeah, of course. It's a terrible clickbait title. I understand. Got to do something, right? But yeah, DCA bots work really well. It just depends when they're running and how you're running and what the settings are. I understand there are a lot of moving parts to DCA bots. I wish it were simpler. Something could be coming out to make it easier. I've said too much. So anyway, yeah, I just wanted to share that and just to let you guys know that it's a great time to be trading. There's lots of volatility. It's a good time to be trading. You just want to make sure to take profits early. Don't get caught up in the hype. Take some profits early so that way you have something. You have realized gains, not unrealized profits. There's a big difference, okay? So if you like what you've seen today, that's great. Thank you again for watching until the very end. You're awesome. Join me for the next live stream next week at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday. And until the next time, you know what to do. Stay awesome and stay in the green. Peace.